if I step inside step and drop my knee and he steps this leg back, here, look at this angle that I'm at. This is bad news right now. Does that make sense? Do you guys see what I'm saying? Okay? This is all just kind of working up into a drill we're going to work on. So bear with me, please. I ramble. They can all attest to it. So the idea is that we're going to go ankle to ankle with our partner, whether we're on a single leg, whether we're on a double leg, whether we're looking for arm drag, or any kind of duck under. Here, it's all going to be based off of one step, which is outside step, ankle to ankle. Okay, you're actually trying to get your ankle bone to bump into your partner's ankle bone every single time. I'm not going to go toe to toe. I'm not going to go out wide, and I don't want to pass his leg either. All those things put us in a different position we don't really want to be in. Okay, so this is the drill that we're going to work on. This is for the ironclad guys. They call it running the bases. Okay, and so it's going to be really, not very difficult. He's just going to stand square with his arms up. He's just going to be like Frankenstein. Okay, we're going to do like three or four steps here, and everything is going to put us into outside steps. So initially we're going to go thumbs in front of the shoulders, and then we're going to try to get our fingertips around the back side of the shoulder. Okay, so we want the thumb posts in front to be able to push, and we want we call them gamer hands out here. Trying to get these pinky and ring finger on the back side of the shoulder so we can pull. So my thumbs are in front to push, my fingers on the back side to pull. Okay? Here, so we're just going to go outside step, just ankle to ankle. That's it. We're just trying to get used to landing our foot right next to our partner's foot. Okay? So the first step is just ankle to ankle. Then we're going to go ankle to ankle underhook, ankle to ankle for a single leg. And then with our partner holding onto our elbows. So this is really important, guys. I want you to grab your partner's elbows here. We're just going to roll this arm to the inside and duck. My hand is not going to lift his arm at all. It's the motion of my elbow opening as I roll to get my duck under. Okay? So again, you're going to do this to both sides, so get over it. Okay? Ankle to ankle step, ankle to ankle underhook, ankle to ankle single leg, and then ankle to ankle duck. And again, I'm just going to roll my arm to the inside because he's controlling my elbow. Right? He wants to control my elbow. That's a good idea. It's going to open his elbow for my duck. And again, I'm just aiming for ankle to ankle, and then we're coming right back to our gamer hands. Thumb in front, fingers over the back. And I want you to switch sides, okay? For the longest time, when I taught wrestling, because of how I was taught from wrestling, because of how my coach was taught, because of how his coaches were taught, was your dominant leg is your lead leg, right? If you're right-handed, put your right leg out there. It's your strong leg, right? But guess what then they tell you? Don't lift, don't use your right arm. If I'm right-handed, I want to use my right arm. I don't know about you guys, but that's what I prefer. When I'm right leg forward, I need something down here making sure he doesn't just go, that's mine, right? So now my right hand is just here. How many of you guys wrestle? Like, organized? Or even pay attention? Okay. So you're not supposed to use this arm except for defending. Like as soon as this comes up, it's a single leg, right? Sounds right. Okay. But I'm right-handed. I want to use this arm. I want this arm to do things. Because this arm is spazzing. It's like a white belt that just started jiu-jitsu. This thing does weird stuff for no reason. Okay? So when I started going through this iron class stuff, the idea of putting your left leg forward, so the spazzy white belt hand has one job. Hang out here. Now, my right hand that I like to do all the things with, in all aspects of my life, can do what it wants to do. And it follows directions really well. Okay? You know what I'm saying? You guys get it? Okay? So I need you guys to focus on being able to switch your stance. Now listen, you don't ever have to do it. Except for like what I'm teaching you today. Okay? You don't have to ever do it. You can change everything that you go back to. As soon as you go back, just forget about everything I'm saying if you want to. Like that's totally up to you. It's totally normal. But remember, like Like I said, this hand listens to me. This hand rarely listens to me. Unless it's got one job. And that's to hang out. Right here. Just make sure nobody touches this thing. That's all. That's all it does. Meanwhile, this hand can do all the posting, snapping, and wrist control and everything else to set up my takedowns. Okay? Alright. So back to our drill. I need you guys to be able to switch stances. Okay? Left leg forward. We're just going to change our level. Ankle to ankle. Ankle to ankle underhook. Ankle to ankle single leg. Ankle to ankle duck. And every time I'm just rolling my arms in and rolling my arms back out. Same path. Whether we're going into the underhook of the single leg or we're coming back to the shoulder. Same path every single time. Okay? Orange justice, that kind of stuff. Alright? You know what fortnight dances. Alright? Ankle to ankle. Ankle to ankle underhook. Ankle to ankle single leg. Ankle to ankle duck. And I'm trying to get my body right into it. Here. Okay? Hips are in. Chest is in, leading my ear on his back. And I'm going to return right back to my spot. Everybody understand? Any questions? I go once. Financial style a bit or two, right? So running the base is just a good drill of getting used to ankle to ankle position. We're trying to get ankle to ankle. Again, I'm never going to teach a high crotch single leg. I'm not going to do it. My guys can figure it out if they want to on their own. I'm never going to teach it. I'm not. I don't care if it's the best thing to switch to a double leg. I don't care if it's the best way to get to a duck double. I have no interest in teaching my guys how to do a high crotch single leg. Here's the reason why. Here's the reason why. You have to be ready at all times for a high crotch to be in the worst position ever. Okay? You have to. If you're not, you're going to get your back taken every single time, or you're going to get guillotined every single time. Okay? I will not teach my guys a high crotch single leg. So if you have no idea what I'm talking about, that's fine. Okay? High crotch. We're going to step inside. I'm going to go high and come up with a single leg. I'm never going to teach my guys that. I'm not. Okay? They can figure it out on YouTube. It's all over YouTube and wrestling circles. It's fine. Okay? If they ask me questions about it, I'll always preface it with, I don't think you should do this, but here's the way that you can finish. Okay? Always. I'll do that every time. And I do that with other positions too, because I don't like it. It's fine. Okay? But I'm never going to teach a high crotch single leg. Ever. Okay? Primary reason, angles. Everything we do in jiu-jitsu is about angles, right? Anything you do in the vast majority of sports is about angles. Any sport. Okay? Look at football. You're sprinting down the stinking out of bounds line. I can't even think of the words right now. But you're sprinting down the line. Somebody has to figure out a good angle to tackle you. Does that make sense? If I've got a better angle than you do, I'm going to tackle you. Okay? In basketball, if I can take an angle, I can get to the hoop. I think these are the right terms. I'm not sure. Okay? I'm not sure. All right? Any sport, boxing, kickboxing. If we're boxing, and anytime I want to, I can get here while I'm boxing with Nick, guess what's going to happen? He's going to die. Dead. Okay? But if he can get to this angle on me anytime he wants to, I can barely see him right now. I'm going to be dead. Right? Okay. So, when I shoot a high crotch, anything bad, he remotely turns the right direction. Look at the angle. Just step back this like half step. Look at this, this is ridiculous. Why would I put myself in that bad of an angle? I did that. He didn't do it. I took the stinking high crotch. That's my bad. Okay? The angle is there for him to stinking strangle me whenever he wants to. Guillotine, take my back, rear naked choke, throw a stinking reverse triangle on, right? Because I went one arm in, one arm out. Are you kidding me? Right? Does that make sense, guys? You guys see what I'm saying? So I'm never going to teach a high crotch single leg. You want to dabble in that high crotch single leg? Go ahead. You're never going to say dab something. Alright? So, we're going to go regular head inside single leg. Head inside single leg. And our partner's going to put a whizzer on, like they should. Alright? So, we get our thumbs in front, gamer hands on the back side, circle away from the leg that you want. Okay? Don't go chasing it. Alright? You cannot go chase the leg that you want to grab. Because what happens if I start to move towards the leg I want? When he circles away from me, it circles away from me. Right? I have to make him want to step that leg forward. So when we're wrestling, I can't chase it because it'll move away. Here, I'm going to move away from it, and as his foot starts to come up off the ground, a little pull on the shoulder. Just a little, just make his foot go, oh yeah, okay, there. Right? He wants this step. I want to go, that step. This much makes a world of difference when we're trying to grab the leg. Okay? So here, a little circle, a little pull. We're already ankle to ankle. We're already there. I'm just going to roll my arm inside, single leg. My partner's going to put a whizzer. I'm going to reach down with my right hand, find his heel. I'm just going to prop it up on this hip, but I'm going to stay in my squat. I'm going to back step with my left foot and just do a little bow. Here. Okay? Shelf it, and a little back step with my inside leg. If your partner does a whizzer, if they don't put weight on you, this move feels kind of weird. Because we're staying low in a squat, when our partner should have weight on us, we feel like we can pop up and pull the leg out, which is probably good. But most of the time, unless you do a single leg, they're going to put a whizzer on you and put weight on you. Okay? A little pull. Okay? This is where we want to be. Defensively, he wants to put that whizzer on and defend the single leg. If he could bury my face in the ground, he would. I'm too strong for that. Okay? So I'm going to reach down, find the heel, pull it out to my hip. And then it's just a back step. Okay? We need to open up a space for that partner to land in. You can't just pull them onto your leg. Okay? Open up space, and then bow into that space. Does that make sense? Any questions? Again, guys, we're not worried about putting our knee in the ground. It's not wrong. It's 100% not wrong. But if I get here and he puts that whizzer in and drops his weight on me, I've got to get off the feet. Or up to my feet. I got to say things right. I got to drive into him to get up first. Right? And who knows? Maybe I just jammed my knee in the concrete or something. I don't know. Okay? We're working on outside steps. Boom. Here. Pull the heel up to your hip. Back stepping down. Okay? Can we do that? Any questions? What that looks like is, again, he'll just stand up and be square for me real quick. Outside step, single, he steps back, switch step to a double, right? So the idea is that my one shoulder, okay, my lead leg, my lead side, my dominant shoulder is getting reps on feeling my partner's reactions, okay? You guys understand predictable reactions is extremely important when it comes to jiu-jitsu and wrestling, right? Does everybody understand that? I think I talked about it last year a little bit. But if you have no idea what your partner's going to do, that's a problem, okay? That's a definite problem if you have no idea what they're going to do, okay? It's even worse if you have no idea what you're going to do, okay? That's even worse, right? Okay? So keep this in mind as we do this. We want predictable reactions. So if I go right leg lead, my right shoulder is going to be in for a single leg and for a double leg. Okay? My head's going to go from center to outside. Now, some of you guys are going to be like, well, Mike, that's just critical to what you said about your high crouch. Head's on the outside. Well, guess what? I still went outside step, Okay? And I'm grabbing both legs. On a high crotch, you grab one leg. That's way worse. Okay? Way worse. Because I have no control over his hips going around my body whenever he wants to. Okay? But if I grab both legs, he can't do it. Okay? Nearly impossible. I wouldn't say impossible because I'm sure there's some weird person who's not very good at wrestling that would be like, "Hui!" with a double leg. Throw them all the way around. Okay? None of you guys know, right? So, what we're going to do with our partner? We're going to go outside step, single leg, boom, he steps back, switch step. Okay? So, outside step, rock, switch step. Now listen, this lead leg, outside step, when you do your switch step, don't throw it like way back here, because we're trying to go forward. We need forward momentum when we're trying to take people down. We don't really want backwards momentum, okay? That makes you fall down, backwards, okay? So, here, as this leg comes back, it's really just going to kind of replace this leg. Here, so I can continue forward from there, okay? So, here, okay? Now, notice guys, again, I'm not dropping to a knee right now. All right, I don't want you guys to hit a knee right now. Like I said earlier, I teach like one takedown now where we're intentionally hitting our knee, okay? And it's just basically like a duck walk, okay? And you're not gonna do this with me, all right? But we're a distance here, I drop my back knee, and I duck walk into the back, okay? That's the only time I teach that we hit a knee down. Is back knee down, duck walk into a power double. So we're not doing it. So what we are going to do, because I want you to finish the double leg. Partner's going to be relatively squared up for us. Boom, switch step. Now, we're not going to run it like we normally would. Okay? We're changing the game. Once I get here, my feet are going to run all the way around to this side. And I'm going to put my knee. So ankle to ankle. Again, very repetitive. My knee blocks his knee as I lean. As we are landing, our knee replaces. My left knee replaces my right knee behind his knee. Here. Here. And then I'm just leaning. As we start to fall, left knee replaces right knee. Any questions? Next.
Have you ever been use your right leg as you circle around to go heel to stop him from taking any kind of a back step, or are his legs trapped?
My knee is doing that. So
Higher on the leg.
as I come around here, my right knee is behind his knee, and I'm leaning into him.
Got it. Cool.
Any other questions? We're trying to go thumbs down behind their knees, okay? We're trying to think about snaking their joints, okay? That's what we call that, snaking their joints. So I'm not just trying to get to here, okay? I'm definitely not trying to get to here. This is not a double leg, this is a double butt, okay? We're going thumbs down and I'm snaking around their joint, okay? Does that make sense? You guys see how that works? My thumbs and my fingers are going down and around their joint. I'm trying to create my lats and my back pulling rather than here, okay? Rather than pinching my shoulder blades together, right? I'm trying to go here, big muscle groups, right? Big posture, that kind of stuff. Now here, all right? And so when I get to this, here, I'm snaking the joint this way, and then we're starting to go. Okay, that's what we're doing with our hands. Does that make sense? Cool with that? Okay. So that's kind of the wrestling portion of what I want to teach. I don't know how much time I got left. Sorry, guys. I talked too much. It's 11:49. Almost 10.
Hey,
Yeah.
you
your head posture when you switch stance, you go from the single to the double, where your head's kind of at.
Here. And then here.
Yeah.
You got one hand fight? What about your hand fighting for that side? What are your favorite hand fight styles?
So when I hand fight, I'm trying to go underneath, always. Like every single time I initiate some kind of grip, it's typically going to be underneath the pinky edge of the hand. Because I like to roll their thumb down to the inside. Yeah. So I'm always going to start here. Always. That's always going to be my initial grip. And depending on the reaction, right? Here, sometimes it just goes right. Right here. Sometimes it's super easy. Again, because all I'm doing is just trying to separate the weight. And so when I do this, my hand's already here. It's ready to go. Right? If he ties up and we're not in an open situation, then I'm going to catch the elbow, and I'm either going to open or I'm going to drag it across. Those are the kind of motions that I look for. That's my typical hand fighting. Super basic and lame, but like that's it. That's it. Sometimes if I mess around, go like an inside wrist control, right? But it's accomplishing the same thing. Just putting my arm on the inside of his arm, so it's relatively easy to aim and against the leg. Does that make sense, guys? You guys see what I'm saying? I'm just trying to put myself inside position at all times. Like if I had a choice, again, just like with our angles, if we were boxing, kickboxing, and I had my brothers to be on the outside, then I would. Okay? When we're wrestling, if I can be inside at all times, I absolutely will. Okay? I absolutely will take inside position every single time if I can. Alright? Hands, elbows, shoulders, if I can be inside that while we're wrestling, absolutely. Every single time. Right? So if I go here and I get that wrist, that's super quick and easy. Right? If he does tie up and he's not letting me inside, he's keeping his elbow tucked inside, then here. Does that make sense, guys? We good with that? Alright. I wasted a lot of time by talking, I'm sorry. I got about 10 minutes left. Wait.
No,
we started late, huh?
We started a little late.
Like 15 minutes?
Yeah.
So we got like 25 minutes, perfect. So I just wanted to, I want to do a little guard passing stuff too. So again, like I said earlier about the importance of wrestling and scoring and everything else, guard passing is the same thing. Like if you pull guard, like no offense to any guard pullers, I pull guard a lot. But you're putting yourself in a position that you have to get on top to score points, okay? And so, you know, like you have to do an extra step to be able to start scoring, okay? So when my partner's seated, we've done a lot of standing outside passes. Again, just like with the wrestling, I like to be more dynamic and have a lot of movement, okay? It's like the older I get, the less like I do that. More like body lock and like chest to chest passing do. But I feel like, for me personally, and for the vast majority of my competitors, you need to be good at standing passing, okay? So what, this guy doesn't like to do it. He's gonna dive right into half guard every single time. So I'm gonna pull guard and he'll just like, ugh, right in. But if you ask me, he's won like 90% of his competitions, so it's all good, right? Right. All right. So what I need my partner on their back. I don't want him set up. I don't like dealing with people sitting up at all. So however you guys end up doing that, whether you're like lifting feet, right, controlling feet, whether it's more of a shoulder push and you crowd them, right, or whether you're mean and you palm their face. Whatever your thing is, we need to get our partners on their back. Okay? We need to get our partners on their back. And there's a wide variety of ways that you can do that, and I'm sure somebody has told you multiple ways to do that, and you figure it out. Just lift their feet for now. But what I want is, again, I want him on his back, and I want to control his feet. Okay? For the longest time, I've stepped into like headquarters passing, right? This is a really strong position. I really enjoy headquarters passing. But I've been super focused on trying to get to north-south more then diving into leg entanglements and de la Hiva and reverse de la Hiva and stuff like that. I felt like I started one match in particular. I had a match with Jason Brown. He destroyed me. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about that. He destroyed me. But maybe if I hadn't stepped into headquarters over and over and over, I wouldn't have got heel hooked, right? So I was like, maybe I should start working on that, okay? So the idea is that we're not going to start square with our partner. Like I said earlier, angles are so important in everything that we do, okay? Your angle is so important in everything that you do. If I start square, I don't give myself any advantage, any leverage. Why would I not just a little right off the bat? Why not? Just take this angle. He's probably going to let me, to be honest with you. How many of you guys go to your back and you start to play some kind of supine guard like this and don't mind a little angle on your hip? You don't mind, right? It's fine. But I've got a better angle now. I've got gravity on my side. I'm on my feet. I'm so much faster than you. Quick, right here. Maybe not if we were standing up, both of us, but you know, right now, I'm quick. Again, I don't want to get here. Okay? I don't want to mess with this stuff. Some of you guys know who Elijah Carlson is. You're going to die here. Right? Right here? Yeah. Okay? So, I'm going to keep looking for shins. So initially from here, it's going to be here. We're just going to take this. Okay? As I start to turn the corner, I'm going to switch to here. The bottom leg's important. The top leg is way more important. Top leg is way more important. Okay? Because the top leg steps over and recovers guard. Okay? So if I don't deal with the top leg, that's a problem. You can pin the bottom leg all day, but if that top leg goes to his shoulder and he starts to pummel and do all the fancy things like this, right? It doesn't mean anything. Okay? So my focus is that top leg. Alright? So initially here, I might turn this hand over here, but this is the switch. Not this. This is the switch. Okay? Now I go both shins. And again, like I said, I've been trying to get to north-south. So I just want you guys to get comfortable getting your partner to their back a little bit and then making your hands switch. Here, a little bit of an angle. Keep forward pressure here. Switch. Start to get to north-south. And listen, real quick. I haven't done this because I'm 36 years old. I'm going to be 37 this year. Like, switching my beam up is not really like a thing I'm doing right at this point. Maybe a little bit later. But I would encourage you guys, if you want to immediately up your guard passing percentage, immediately, without changing anything, except for this one thing, which is kind of a big thing. But if you want to immediately make your guard passing better, go this way, not this way. Okay? Just, like, it's funny, right, Jimmy? It's funny. But guys, listen, how many opportunities and how many times have you drilled this way? How many times have you been on bottom and again got used to everybody passing this way? Even when you're just drilling and you're just a passive partner, they're passing. Like, your whole body is geared towards dealing with this side. If you immediately, brand new white belt, if you immediately want to get better at passing somebody's guard, go this way. Drill it every single time, go this way. If you want to get better right away, like, your percentage is just going to go up. If you've never passed somebody's guard, you might pass their guard one time next month. I don't know. I don't have the numbers. Alex is working on the data. Okay? But if immediately you want to get better, start passing the other way. Okay? Anyway, I'm not going to do it because I'm 36 years old. So, I start to get on here. I'm going to switch hands. On the top leg. On the top leg. I'm far enough away from his bottom leg, he's not going to hook me in the half guard. And even if he did have Balsini legs, like, I might just drop into quarter shell or something. But we're going to get out to north-south here. Okay? It's stupid, but it's easy. Here, cut an angle and immediately get an angle. They don't care. They're going to lean anyway. Alright? Here. North-south. 2, 3. Then, like I said, I'm trying to force north south. Okay. I really like north south for kimuras, for back kicks, and I try to make it look like I'm gonna do north south choke. You know what I'm saying? Like I try to. Sometimes I get it, you know, like on bigger guys who don't move. No offense, like that's not like some people just climb up and they're strong and they're just not moving. That's it. Well, sometimes they just have to be choked. It's fine. But people start to frame and they get their arms extended with their bodies, that opens up their elbows, and that gives them more grips to take their back. Right? So that's like one of my favorite things to do. So getting to north-south though, because like they're trying to invert, they want to bring their feet back in front of you and they want to create some frames in front of your upper body from dropping in and like developing your north-south position, right? So we can't just fall, right? We can't just like collapse on them. You can if you want to, but you probably get back there in an arm bar or something, okay? We have to do it like purposely, okay? So as I start to get around to north-south, right, here, okay, what I've been trying to do mostly is trying to get their feet a little bit closer to the floor. So this position sucks for the bottom person. Like you're trying to invert, they're directly pushing against the angle that you're doing an ab crunch on, right? We do all those all the time, right? Everybody's doing crunches. Like I'm directly pushing against his ab crunch. It's like doing isometric thinking ab workout right now, okay? I want his feet to start to go towards the floor. I'm gonna, again, take a little bit of an angle, and I'm gonna just drive my shin right over this side arm, okay? As I do that, my elbow's gonna stay to the inside of his thighs, and I'm gonna pummel and drop down. Now notice guys, like I'm really far down his body, right? I'm gonna put my head like on his hip bone, okay? Because if the hip bone and the hip stay on the floor, it's hard for him to invert back and take my back, right? So if I get here and drop my head right on that hip bone, it's gonna make it really tough for him to invert again. Now I can work back into north-south and do the things that I like. Okay? So as we start to work around, here, I'm trying to get his feet close to the floor, drop, and then headbutt his hip bone. Don't use like right here, like use the top of your head where it's hard so it like doesn't knock you out or hurt you or something, or cut you. Because some of those hip bones are sharp. I see some skinny people out there right here. Sharpen those hip bones. Okay? Drop your head under their hip bone, and then start to work back into north-south. However you like it. Like whatever. You like both arms underneath their arms? I think that's the worst, but you know, if that's what you like, go for it. I would prefer my left arm underneath of his shoulder so that I have access to the north-south choke. And if the elbow comes open, I have access to the kimura on the side that I like, personally. But again, if you like a back kick or whatever, definitely just drop your elbows in the armpits. That's cool. So again, cutting my angle here, as I walk forward, I'm trying to push his legs away. My elbows go to the inside. As my head drops, I start to pummel this arm back and drop into my north-south, whatever is clever is what I'm going to do. Okay, however you like that control stuff or kimura, so north-south. Okay, again, here, in, here. Sometimes they move their own legs. Right? They push it back out of the way. I'm like, cool, thanks. Drop my head right to the hip bone. Okay? They're like, do it, cuss me more. Okay. But if they don't, okay, I'm going to walk a little bit forward, drop my knee, because I just want to make it think about something different. Like that's why I'm putting this shin over the arm, pins the arm down, makes them think about other things. Headbutt their hip bone. And then start to pummel back to the north-south. One arm in, one arm out. Any questions? Cool. So, we spent about a month working on our capacity in the gym, right? And everything we were doing was really just like timing their sit-up into our body lock, long arm, short arm, S grip on the far side, clearing out one hook, shelving this inside leg 2-on-1, beating the knee by extending here, and then back in. Essentially, that is what we work on. We're going to throw in situations where it's going to place the rubber ball, right? Not that you're going to probably, becoming more common, but people tend to play rubber guard inside the gym, and so you kind of run into it more inside the gym and outside the gym. But when we get body locks here, and he starts to play rubber guard, I don't want to necessarily lean on this side and continue to go. I'm going to course correct, take over this side and look that direction before he starts to get that, before he clears the neck. That kills it. Clearing the neck is rough in body lock passing, but primarily that's what you're going to do. Step over the knee, turn around to the other side, start to clear out.
I have that little bit recorded if anybody wants it, just as going through the flow.
Any other questions?
On the body lock passing,
Yeah.
What's your main tip with passing that first knee? Sometimes people are pretty stubborn with that.
It's making sure that my long arm, short arm is all the way around. The more center my grip gets, the less I'm able to pull back my elbow and retract his knee slightly to get over the top. And we have to make sure he's getting on his feet. He can't do it if his knees are vertical. If your partner's knees are up, then you're having to do this kind of motion, right? We need them on their side, and then we're starting to pull here, and this is all from having their legs shelved across their thigh. It's different when we change that, right? So when I get my body lock and I have him here, right? That's different than if we get into here. It's gonna change. But assuming that you get their legs shoved here, this elbow is pulling back. My left elbow is pulling back, and I'm actually gonna kind of move towards my right a little bit and then trap it. And then as soon as this knee gets over the top, my head switches to the other side and goes up, and then we just scissor legs again.
What's your favorite silly move right now?
Well, my favorite silly move is sit on the side because my stinking meniscus is going down, right? But I've been trying to play with toy bars a lot lately. That's kind of been the thing. Just trying to grab an underhook on, and just try to swing into arm wherever. Just grab an underhook. We've been doing a lot of Kimura trap stuff this month. Off of single legs and rolling back into crucifix kind of stuff. That can be silly. Anything else, guys? I really appreciate everybody showing up and being here.